I thought I would record this example of the Grow model with a client I had previously, just to sort of help you when we're looking at integrating this within our one-on-one. So I'll give you the big picture context. I was coaching a sales professional within a car dealership, and we went through the Grow model, and I'll talk you through it and discuss how we actually got there. So we worked, when I worked in there, I said to this individual, so what is your goal that you want to achieve? And this person said, I want to be selling consistently 30 cars per month. And I said, okay, is that doable? Went through the SMART process, the SMART goal setting planner. It definitely realistic, specific, it was achievable, time bound, realistic. Then I went through and said, okay, so what are you currently doing to get toward your goal? How many cars are you currently selling? Currently selling 10 cars. Mainly they're from walk-in. So people that just walk in off the street into the dealership to buy a car. I said, what else are you doing? And this is a really good question. What else? I'm posting on social media. Okay, what else are you doing? I have a couple test drives. What else are you doing? I'm going out to shopping centers to hand out some flyers and just do some promotions on cars and things like that. Okay, what else are you doing? What else are you doing? And I just kept asking that question. And I said to him, well, what is your conversion rate presently? So his conversion rate was, for every 10 people he spoke to, he would sell one car. So 10 to 1 ratio. Which really sets it up then for the options phase. Best question: what do you need to do to sell 30 cars consistently per month? Silence, completely quiet, and it took a while for this individual to start unpacking what they needed to do. So I'll just give you the highlight, and this is where we spent like a bulk of the time within our 45-minute coaching session. They needed to do, so they identified, needed to do some more social media. Maybe I needed to check the CRM. So where all of the inquiry, like website inquiries go, your bookings, it's all your database around all your customers. And in this, I'm saying, what else can you do? Well, I need to make more calls. What else can you do? I need to work out what the exact process is. Okay, what else can you do? I can mentor up with somebody. What else can you do? What else can you do? So we ended up coming up with a lot of options around, how we can sell more cars. I think the key thing is, I'm not a subject matter expert when it comes to selling cars. So I needed to figure out what the process was. So I said to this individual, okay, well, tell me what the process was, what is to sell a car. And this is, so if you're looking at selling a car, this is top tips, right? So we worked backwards and says, okay, so you sold a car. What did you do before you sold the car? Or went on a test drive. Okay, what did you do before a test drive? They came into the showroom. We showed them around the new cars and things like that. Okay. What did you do before then? What info? They requested more information. They came in, and some of them came in, some of them didn't. They just wanted more info. What did you do before that? Oh, I phoned them up to book in an appointment. What did you do before that? Well, I checked the CRM system for all the inquiries. And so, okay, what sits in this system? Website traffic. So if anyone submits an inquiry on the website, it comes through. Social media, that comes through there. Service bookings, which is really important. People that have, that are on the system already, that have bought cars maybe in, 3 or 4 years ago, they're coming up for a renewal. Great. What else? There's, we have some walk-ins. Okay. And they go through a sort of a similar process. Maybe it's a bit briefer. So great. So we know that, and this is where I reflected back, said, so we know that your conversion rate is 1 in 10. That means if you want to sell 30 cars, what do you need to do? I need to contact 300 people. And I said, currently, how many people are you contacting? And it was within 50s. That was it. So straight away, it sharpened the sword. And it was, wow, okay. So for me to sell consistently 30 cars, I need to talk to 300 people. Bingo. That was the moment of self-realization that this person needs to be more active at the front end to sell more at the back end. So that was a real key moment. And it took a while, but I was just asking questions. What else? What would happen if you made more calls from the CRM? What other information is available? What about service bookings? How long are the cars in for? Could you upsell them on this one? What would the results be? What would the benefits be? If a customer comes in to drop a car off for service, do you give them a hire car? And could that hire car be a newer model? And then what happens if they're interested in that newer model? What else could you do? How could you proposition that for a sale? What would the outcomes be? So we sort of worked on this. And then at the end, I said, right, okay, leaving here now, what are the 3 things that you are going to implement immediately? Number 1 was, I'm going to check the CRM daily to see what inquiries are coming through. And we know it's about 15 minutes that you've got. So from someone submitting an inquiry to you getting back to them, the research is 15 minutes because they're a hot lead. Number 2, I'm going to book the time in my diary to make the calls. And this is so important. Intentionally, you're going to book the time. So he had 2 hours in the morning to book in his diary and just make call after call after call. And then to give himself a little bit of satisfaction, he's going to cross them off the list. So as soon as his phone that person booked them in or not booked them in or followed them, it's going to cross them off the list, which is going to give that sort of that sense of satisfaction. What was the result in this whole scenario? Just from one 45-minute coaching session, I wasn't his manager. Result was, in that month, he sold 33 cars. And now up to a couple of months ago when I lost contact, really, he was selling 30 cars pretty consistently because he identified what he actually needed to do. I wasn't a subject matter expert in that. But by asking questions, like, what would you do? How would you get there? What else? What are the options? Out of all these options, what's the best one? What's a priority for all these? You're going to get them there. It's not up for you to know what the answers are going to be. If they do go off track, then you just need to keep bringing them back on track to say, look, what is the goal that we're trying to achieve here? And what's the current reality? More often than not, when people hear at the end that, you have to make 300 calls and you're actually making 50, that's a big shift there. And then if you're a manager, is looking at, okay, how can we support you to make 300 calls just in that month? And look, it's not too many. Some of the best salespeople are hitting 50 calls a day. So if he was to hit, so what's that? 300 over, let's say, 3 weeks, that's 10 calls a week, and that's it. So 10 calls a week will get you closer towards your goal, rather than waiting on that last sort of week to really push it to get you 30 cars. Look, I hope that's been beneficial for you to go through. But again, it's not about you knowing the answers. It's about them knowing the answers and you guided them to the right outcome. So if you want those great results from your people, then try the GROW model in your coaching sessions and your one-on-ones.